Morning, yogis. Welcome to your practice this morning. As we come into COVID-19 level 3, hopefully we won't be streaming to you live for too much longer and we can all gather back into the studios. Until then, let's just enjoy a lovely practice this morning working around the psoas muscle, which is a pretty significant piece of equipment in your body and your hips. So come on over onto your mat if you're not there already. You'll need a block or something that can support your pelvic bowl for just the beginning of the class, and maybe also for support through standing poses. So as and when you're ready, Supta Konasana, laying down over onto your back and bring the soles of the feet together. So if you're tight through the pelvic bowl, this is where you can have an opportunity to use two blocks on the outside of your knees, and then just laying down onto your back and welcoming the breath into the body. Just at the beginning of the class, taking that time, and we measure our life in increments of time. So taking time just to figure out how you're feeling. So as the soles of the feet are touching here this morning, begin that journey, and then, so how do they feel? Are you able to press each pad of your 5 toes to the opposite toe on the opposite foot? Can you feel spaciousness where the instep rises a little, perhaps for you, and where the heels gently touch? And there's a little bit of an angle for the ankle to sit in this morning. How does it feel? You'll be rolling a little bit if you're supported into the outside edge of that, very subtly. And then coming down into your lower legs, how do they feel? The feet can be as close to pelvis or as far away as you would like them to be, to find as much ease through the outer hips and the lumbar spine. And then you're starting to notice the inner thighs, the fronts of your thighs, and then coming up into your pelvic bowl, the outer hips. How does the lumbar spine feel landed on the mat in the front of the pelvic bowl? And if you're moving around a little bit this morning, then synovial fluid may be starting to move through your joints and you may have more freedom. But if you have been seated this morning, the infancy of your day, then you may find that there's a little bit of resistance there. And then bringing that awareness all the way up through your spinal column and the front of your body, poku, the front of the collarbones and the back of your shoulders, the neck, your lower jaw, and your facial features. Can you let your facial features be soft? We'll take 3 breaths here. Perhaps bringing one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. And as you breathe in, feel your belly rise, filling with air and the region around the heart. Feel the back ribs land onto your mat. And then as you exhale, allow all of that air to release. Good, let's do that 2 more times. Breathing in, fill up the belly as much as you possibly can. And then as you exhale, try and release as much air as you can. We do hold on to a little bit, so see if you can release just a little bit more here. And then breathing in again through the nasal cavities if they're not restricted for you for this morning. And then take that last exhale. Awesome. So now very gently bring your hands to the outside of your knees, remove anything that you have supporting you there, and gather your knees into your chest. And then from here, just take your knees to the right side, look left, take a little twist here, and notice how the outer hips are feeling on the left side. Right up through the side body, into the armpit itself and the upper arm. And then bring the feet back center. Let's go to the other side, knees to the left, Looking to your right, bringing the awareness to the outer right side of your hip. Wonderful. And then come on back center. Lift the pelvis up, grab your block or whatever support you've got here, and place it in underneath. So there's 3 different heights to a block if you have them. There's this height to the side, and of course on the high end. Try to avoid being no higher than on the side, as we will change the position of this pose in just a moment. Bring the hands down to rest in the arms, the forearms onto the earth beside the body, and just start to feel the breath freely move back into the puku as it did at the beginning, and starting to notice how you can feel a little bit of activity in the front of your pelvic bowl. Now, as you exhale, see if you're able to release the breath a little bit more, and you feel a gentle tug, a little gentle stretch just on the inside of your inner hips and hip points. And then, as and when you're ready, just draw the right knee into the chest. Adjust the block or the position or the height of it any time that you need to. And then take that leg long to the right. So this is where you may need to, both feet standing, and adjust the position and the location of the block under or support under the body, but also the height. Once again, breathe into the belly, to your puku, and then as you exhale, just feel that wonderful lengthening through the front of your right hip. Just one more breath in here. Gently in through the nose, but trying to locate that breath to land into the belly. And then exhaling all the air out. Bring your right foot to standing and just let this side of the body release. If you would like to, feel free to draw that. And then we'll go find the other side. Draw the left knee into the chest. So it's only going to go so far, so try not to be more than you need to be just now. And then lengthening that leg, your left leg, long to the mat. Breathing deeply into the belly. And then exhaling all the air, and just notice how using your breath can change the experience through the front of the pelvis here, especially on the inner hip, left side. One more breath in. Good, and let that breath go. Bring the left foot to standing, or draw the left knee into the chest once again, and place 2 feet down onto the earth. Press into the soles of the feet and just lift the pelvis up. Hold it, hovering above your support for just a breath. And then you're going to pop the block off to the side of the mat. The spine catch up in the nervous system, and everything else that is below the skin catch up with that movement down to the earth. And then from here, hug both knees into your chest. Cool. And then lengthen your left leg to the earth. But as you do that, hug your right knee into your chest without using your hands. So our default mechanism is to clasp the hands and draw the knee in. But we're going to try and use the muscular body here on the right and left side to draw and hug the right knee into the chest. Active through the heels of both feet and the toes towards your knees. Stay for another breath in. Good. As you exhale, switch these around, but move very slowly as if you're trying to push on pedals of a bicycle up a really steep hill. Press out through your heels, toes towards the knees. Breathe in. Good. You try to hug this right knee in, inhaling. Very slowly, just transitioning to the other side. Awesome, yogis. Stay with me here. Breathe in, draw the left knee in, press out through both heels, fan both toes. Exhale, switching around. Just keep going here. Breathing in, hug without the use of your hands. Exhale, switching slowly. Feel the activity through your core. Press heels, fan toes. Good. Exhale, switch on. Right, you've only got a couple more on each side. So draw the right knee in, like really hug it in. Even more, you can feel this. Exhale, other side. All right, let's get the left knee hugging in even closer than the right. Well, exhale, other side. You've got one more to go. Really draw the knee into the chest. Awesome. Exhale, switch them around. There's a lot of activity going on in the pelvis and the psoas and your core. Exhale, both knees into the chest. Cross the ankles, roll on up to the front of the mat, and then just come into your first dog pose. Gently and softly tuck the toes, hands under the shoulders. You guys have awesome instruction from other instructors on the live streaming. So we're just going to move through your practice today. Just try to peel the layers of life away and the concepts that we have around life and focus on being a little bit more deeper into the body than just your physical self, which of course is the vessel that much more of us live within. Alrighty, let's go and find some movement. Just take the right leg to the sky and step through to a low lunge. Keep both hands on the mat, drop your left knee. Bring your two hands to your right knee, and then as you breathe in, curl through the spine. So there's lovely lengthening after the engagement we've been in. And then as you exhale, you're going to tuck the tailbone and look down. So there's a lot of activity on the left side here. Breathe in. Just get that lovely extension here. Good. And as you exhale, just tuck the tailbone, looking down towards your left knee. Feel all the activity there. And one more time. Breathe in. Open up. And exhale. Good. Take two hands to the sky. Breathing in. Let gravity grab your pelvis here and take you to the earth. Two hands to the mat. Plank pose. Just hold this here. Breathing in. And breathing out. Good, let's do this one more time. And then come on down to the earth, exhaling. Feel free to push into dog pose if you'd like to. Cobra pose for another little bit of extension here. Dog pose, exhale. Left leg to the sky. Come through, low lunge. Breathe in, come on up, two hands to the left knee. And as you exhale, curl. Good, breathe in, allow gravity to take the pelvis to where it's comfortable for you this morning. Exhale. Breathing in. And breathing out. We've got one more to go here. Breathing in. Feel that lovely extension and opening through all the tissues in the front of the body. Exhale. Good. Inhale, and allow gravity to take the pelvis down as the hands reach. Two hands to the sky, or two hands to the mat. Plank pose. You're holding this. Breathe in. And breathe out. There's one more. Inhaling. Let's drop the knees, press back to dog pose, or take the vinyasa. Cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog. Let's build on that. Take the right leg to the sky. Bring the heel into the buttock. Stabilize through the right armpit to the earth as you open up into three-legged dog. So a lovely opening through the inner right hip point here. And then you may be able to extend your left heel to the mat. Stay for another nice long deep breath in as you grow this pose by lifting the right knee up a little more. And then as you exhale, step through low lunge. Got two hands onto the right knee. Breathing in. And breathing out. Just continue. And now really start to inquire during your practice what you're feeling here. Breathe in one time. Good, exhale, let's go. Take your ringaringas to ranginui. Plank pose, exhaling. Cool, hold this here. Breathe in. Exhale, stay. Good, inhale, just preparing to make the choice of where you're moving to. Exhale through the Vinyassa or to dog pose. Cobra. Downward facing dog. Let's go investigate the left side. Take that to the sky. Bring the heel into the buttock. And then peel that hip open. So automatically, I've felt my right quadricep come on to help lengthen my right heel to the mat. Hugging the left armpit down and lifting and just opening up through the left side. Where can you feel this? Alrighty, stay for another breath in. Fan the toes. Awesome. Come on through low lunge. Breathe in, hands onto the knee and curling through the spine. Exhale. Two more. Breathe in. Exhale. Where are you feeling this right now? Breathe in. Exhale. Alrighty, let's go through. Hands to the sky. Land in plank pose. Hold this with me for a breath in. Good. Breath out. Another breath in. Alrighty, move through whatever vinyasa you need this morning. Tops of the toes, palms of the hands. Dog pose, exhale. Alrighty, right leg to the sky. Heel into the buttock and then peel this hip open. Cool. Just hold this here and feel the opening. It's quite strong through the shoulders, but the shoulders should be stabilized through the palms of the hands, squeezing and pressing them in towards each other, and also by hugging your right armpit down. And then from here, come through to plank pose. You can keep the right leg lifted if you would like to. Move nice and slowly. And then come down to the earth. Cobra pose, right leg lifts here. Good, exhale, come on down. Inhale, left. Exhale, take your time here. You have 4 more. Breathe in. Don't worry so much about pressing up through the front of the body. In fact, try to keep the palms of the hands light, but let the activity be more through the legs. 3 more. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathing in and breathing out. There's 2 more. You should be feeling a lot of activity in between the hip points about now. 1 more to go on each side. Breathe in. Good, exhale. Come back into child's pose. And downward facing dog. Cool. Take the right leg to the sky. So stay on the right side, yogis. Come through to another crescent, standing this time. Good. Breathe in, come on up. And then interlace the hands behind you. Really stabilizing through the soles of your feet. As you inhale this time, lift the arms behind you. So you can take the elbows if you're a little tight through the shoulders. You can see the hands behind me are just lifted. And then as you exhale, bring the hands back down, still interlaced, into the lumbar spine. And now curl, tailbone forward, and look down towards your left knee. Good. Breathe in. And then curl. Good. Breathe in. And curling. You've got 2 more. As you breathe in and lift the hands, press out through the left heel. And as you exhale, bringing the hands to the pelvis, you soften through the left knee and tuck the tailbone. One more. Breathe in. It's really hard to stay stable here. Breathe out. Good. Inhale. Hands to the sky. Move through your vinyasa. Up dog, cobra pose. Feel that wonderful lengthening through the tissues. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Left leg to the sky. Bring the heel into the buttock. Good. Peel the hip open. Get nice and stable through the palms of the hands. Quadricep on the right side's engaged. Right heel is long. Good. Stay with me for another breath in. Awesome. Plank pose. Left leg lifted. Move through slowly. Good. Stay here for another breath in. And then come on down to the earth. Cobra with the left leg lifting this time. Good. Exhale. Right side. Awesome. So don't focus too much, yogis, on trying to lift up through the front of the chest. Just gentle pressure through the arms and the palms of the hands. Wanting really to think more about retraction of the shoulder blades if you can, and lifting up using the core. Good. This is 3 of 5. Two more to go. Breathe in. You've got one more on each side. Inhaling. Breathing in. Good. Press back into child's pose. Dog pose as you exhale. Awesome. Right leg to left leg to the sky. Come meet me this time in a standing crescent pose. To do the other side, hands to the sky. Good. Interlace them behind you. Breathe in, open up as you press out through the right heel. And as you exhale, curling. Good. Stabilize through the soles of your feet. Exhale. 3 more. Breathing in. Breathing out. Lengthen through the right heel, yogis. Soften through the right knee. Let's do that one more time. Breathing in. Beautiful. And breathing out. Good. Ranganangas. Hands to the sky. And move through your vinyasa. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Good. Right leg lifts. And step through to a low lunge. And extend through the left heel. Alrighty, and then from here, come on up. Soften through the left knee a fraction here. Exhale, let it hover. Good. Breathe in, press up. Exhale, let it hover. We only have 3 of these here. Breathing in. Good. Exhale, hover. But this time, as you inhale, pop the left knee down onto the mat. And as you exhale, sweep the hands backwards. Drop the pelvis to the earth, and perhaps you can catch your back left foot. 1 hand or 2, strap if you need to. And we just stay here for the count of 5. Good for 4. Try and draw the toes down if you have the ankles. 3. 2 more, yogis. Alrighty, here's the last breath in. As you exhale, gently release the leg first. Breathe in, take the hands to the sky. 2 hands to the mat. You can move through a vinyasa or just come back into dog pose. Inhaling. Good, exhaling. Second side, left leg to the sky. Come on through to a lunge pose. Awesome. As you breathe in, bring the hands up to the sky. Soften through the right knee. Exhale, hover. Breathe in, breathing out. Good. Inhale and exhale. Let's just do one more. Good. Hold this here and then pop that knee down onto the mat. Drop the weight into the earth. Sweep the hands back to take hold of the right ankle. Good. You're here for 5, 4, 3 more. 2 more. Yeah, the pelvis, huh? One more long deep breath in. Release, 2 hands to the sky. Move through your vinyasa. Cool. Fingers and toes. Downward facing dog, exhale. Continuing here, take the right leg to the sky. Step through to a crescent lunge. Come on up. Good. Warrior 2. Open up, reversing as you inhale. An extended side angle lightly through to the right knee and elbow. Sweep the left hand to the front of the room. Good. And as you land here, start to focus on rolling the shoulders to stack on top of each other, looking up towards your left hand. And then see if you can just take the left hand a little further behind you. So shoulder blade retraction is needed here as well. Just so you can feel a little bit more activity down through the part of the body I talked about at the beginning of the class, being the psoas. And you should feel a lot of activity just on the inner left hip point. At the same time, avoid dropping down into the right side, energetically lifting up here. Good. Just for another couple breaths. All right. Inhaling. The exhale takes you back into warrior 2. Where you'll straighten the right leg. Reach forward, take any support you need underneath your right hand. Mine comfortably lands onto my ankle joint. Again, get long here. So before you stack the shoulders, press the outer left hip back and really reach through the left fingertips. And then focus on, rather than trying to crank open here, literally rolling the shoulders to stack on top of each other. And then see if you can take your left hand behind into the nape of your neck and then open up a little bit more. And again, lots of activity down through the inner left hip point and down into your lower puku belly. Stay for another breath in. Good. The exhale will bring you into warrior 2. So bend through the right knee gently. Come on up, pressing down through the soles of your feet. And then reverse. Get a little bit of space on the outer right hip here. And then move through a vinyasa. Up dog, cobra, downward facing dog as you exhale. Cool. Leg to the sky. Move through with me to crescent left side. Breathe in up out of the mat. Good. Warrior 2. Reverse the warrior here. Just opening up on the left side of the body before we drop into extended side angle. Once again, avoiding this kind of action through the shoulder saddle, lifting up out of that. Beautiful. Sweeping the right hand to the front of the room, getting nice and long here, through the outer right edge of your foot, through to the fingertips on the right side. And now let's stack the shoulders. And take the right hand back a little further. Feel the activity on the inner right hip point. Lifting up a little bit out of the left side. I've just noticed myself dropping down there. Good. Stay for another breath in. Come back into warrior 2. Straighten the left leg. Trikonasana. left side. So once again, press through the fingertips as you reach the hand right side to the front of the room and the outer right hip. Good. From here, focus more on stacking the shoulders, one on top of the other, and then looking up to the sky, bringing your right hand down into the nape of your neck, just trying to open up a little bit more. You'll feel it. And then, of course, the breath can just create a little bit more of a stretch through the connective tissues as well while we land into this pose. Alrighty. Breathe in. As you exhale, bending the left knee, transition back into warrior two. Go open up the under left side of the hip here, and then move through a vinyasa. Good. Press into the palms and especially the tops of the toes. And downward facing dog, exhale. All right, still continuing with the crescent. Right leg to the sky. And then step through to crescent lunge, right side. And make sure that you have some support handy, just in case. As you breathe in, come on up out of the mat. And then bring your hands to your heart center. Good. Press out through your left heel and move the weight over the right thigh. Feel all of the core engaging and supporting you here as you suddenly start to just press into the sole of the right foot and lift the left leg up. This is where the block is here. If you need it, you will use it to help find the stability in this pose. And we're just going to stay here for a couple of breaths. If you are able to, bring the hands to the back of the body. Good. Or as you press out through the left heel, hands to the front of the room. From here, bring the hands to the heart center. You'll need to move the support out of the way and sweep the left leg to the front of the room, up to hip height if you can. Good. As you exhale, just let it hover. Bend it to rest through that muscle. And then as you inhale, bring it back up once again. Good. Exhale, just bring it down, let it hover. Bend the knee, let it soften. You can feel this. Breathe in. Good. Come on back down again. Knees together. Bend the left heel to tuck into the buttock. Take hold of that with your left hand. And then slowly, just move into whatever dancer's pose looks like for you this morning. And it could just be here. And here is a beautiful place to land. Try to avoid this knee swinging out to the side. Keep it really hugging in. Or you may be a little bit more. But wherever you are, this is just a lovely release through the connective tissues in the muscular body in the front. Divine extension through the spine. Good. Just stay for another couple breaths. And one more. Inhale. Awesome, yogis. 2 feet to the earth, 2 hands to the heart center. Second side to the sky. Good. Folding. Halfway here. And then move through your vinyasa. Breathe in. And breathing out. Left leg to the sky. Come on through. Crescent. Breathe in, up out of the earth. Good. Hands to the heart center. Prepare by shifting the weight forward, moving and feeling the engagement through your left side as we did last week. And lengthening through your right heel, preparing this leg so that when we launch ourselves up into the left leg, the right leg is already supporting us there. If you need a block, and I support people, this is a really strong pose. If you need a block, please go and find one to hold underneath the shoulders. And you're lengthening through your right heel and through the crown of your head. Alrighty, hands to the front of the room, press out through the right heel. Nice long deep breath in, hands to the heart center, and just slowly, because we know as soon as we move, the balance is challenged. Right leg to the front of the room. Good. Exhale, let it hover. Must bend it so you can release through the psoas on the side. Good. Breathe in. Let it hover. One more to go. Breathing in. Let it hover. Good. Now just draw the knees together. Tuck the right heel up into the buttock. Take hold of the right ankle. And just move into whatever dancer's pose looks like for you this morning. Stay for 2 more breaths. Good. One more breathing in. 2 feet to the earth, 2 hands to the heart center. Let's take another vinyasa to the sky. And then fold. Please know that you can just step into down dog after being in halfway lift. Move through the vinyasa or meet me in dog pose. Good. Up dog or cobra pose. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Rippling forward into plank pose. Hold this here for tahi, roa, toru, fa. Rema, come down with me to the mat. Tahi, roa, toru, fa. Rema, come on down. Half bow pose or full bow. If you know bow pose Dhanurasana, please feel free to go into that in your own time. Otherwise, stay with me. Right hand comes across the front of the mat. Let's move that block out of the way. And then bend your left heel. You're going to sweep your left hand to take hold of the outside of your left ankle. And you have your right arm there to help support you. As you breathe in, press into the forearm. Try and lift the left knee up. Good. For 5. Press down through the top of the right foot. 4. This is not easy to be in. 3. 2 more. Let's take that last breath in. Exhale. Just transition into Sphinx, holding this for 5. If you're in bow pose free, because it's a pose you're familiar with, then just come in and out of them 2 or 3 times while we stay here in a half bow. Alrighty, left forearm comes across the front of the chest. Right heel in, grab hold of the outside of the right ankle, and as you breathe in, press into the forearm, lift the right knee up for 5. Good. 4. I know, it's easy to be in pose. 3. 2. Last long deep breath in. Good. Exhale, release, come back into Sphinx pose. Just hold this here for 5. 4. 3 more. 2 more. You've got this. Come on down. Rest the forehead or the chin on the top of your stacked hands and just rock through the pelvis. Right, we're going to do a second set of these. If you have been in bow before, but you would like to come into half bow to feel the difference between the 2 offerings this morning, then feel free to do that. If you would just like to move through bow pose once again at your own time, then please feel free to be there as well. Wherever you want to be, whatever the body is choosing, press into the arms and set up to come into full or a half bow. I'm going to hold the space in half. If you'd like to come with me, up onto the forearm on the right side, bend the left heel into the buttock. Let's go. 5 more. Good. Now just see if you can lift the left knee a little bit more as you press into the palm and the fingertips of your left hand. At the same time, lifting up through the front of the body to get that lovely extension through the middle to upper thoracic spine. Got one more breath to go. Good. As you exhale, release. Bring the left forearm down, move the right to meet it. Just hold the space in the Sphinx. Good. 4 more. 3, 2. If you're in bow, just continue your journey. We'll be with you in just a moment. Left forearm comes across, right heel into the buttock, right hand grabs hold of the outside of that ankle. Come on up. 5. Good. 4, 3, 2. Last breath in. And releasing here. Hold the space in Sphinx for another 5. Good. All right, here we go. Breathing in. Come on down to the mat. We will meet each other there. A little rock through the pelvis once again. Alrighty, further. Bring the hands in underneath the shoulders. Press back. Ooh. Come on back into child's pose. Get nice and long through the arms to the armpits, through the shoulders, side ribs, outer hips, and across the lumbar spine. Come on up into your hands and your knees. Alrighty. Come into dog pose. Get the hands ground into the earth. Lift the pelvis to the sky. Good. Right leg to the sky. Step this through, low lunge, right side. So place the right foot between the two hands. Drop the left foot. And then we're going to walk this right foot out to the side of the room, turn it out 45 degrees and lift the toes up to stabilize through this joint here, the ankle joint. Two hands are now on the inside of the right foot, and we're rolling to the outside edge here. Good. Just holding the space for you to land into. Notice if you start to chop the elbows out. So I've just done that to show you how this looks. The front of the elbow creases will be to the front of the room. The elbow creases will be to the front of the room. And we've locked out through this joint. So we're looking for stability through the joints, when in fact we have the muscles to help us with that. So soften through the elbows, and you notice the elbow creases will start to face inward towards each other. Good. Just stay here if you can for a few more breaths. Alrighty, from here, bring the hands back to the outside of the right foot. Walk the right foot forward to be in line with your hip here. And then once again, grab hold of your back left leg and allow yourself to open up a little bit more here through the front of the hip, left side. Two hands to the mat. Take the pelvic bowl backwards, come into runner's lunge. Now here you may need to just shuffle the outer right hip back a little bit to be in line with the left. And then just go as far as is comfortable for you today. So the opposing muscles, said to the psoas, which we've worked into today, are the hamstrings. So here we're just giving them a little bit of love. Good, and then from here, walk into the sole of your right foot, grab your block if you need to, and then come through into Hanuman. Or stay in the lunge where you were. And you press into the block to help release yourself out of the extension through the front right side of the body, and then tuck the left toes, reach out through the left heel, and then just come stepping to the front of the mat. So here you can come into a halfway lift and move through a vinyassa, or you can just simply step the right leg back. I'm going to take the former halfway lift, plant the hands, step back into plank pose. Up dog or cobra, and then downward facing dog. As I breathe in, the left leg goes to the sky. And then step through crescent low lunge. And dropping the right knee to the mat this time. Keep the block handy if you need it. And then bring the two hands to the inside. Walk this foot out. So it's on the outside edge of your left shoulder or left hip. Turn the foot out. Please lift the toe up. So the external rotation in this lunge comes from the pelvis, not from the ankle joint. And then from here, you simply roll to the outside edge of that foot, keeping that joint nice and stable. The weight shifts to be balanced between the right and left side of the pose. And here we stay. Soften through the elbows. And then just see if you can start to broaden through the clavicles, through the collarbones. Cool. Come on back. Walk the left foot back in line with the left hip. Good. Ankle and knee stacked nicely here. And then sweeping the right hand back to take hold of the right ankle. Draw that into the buttock as close as is comfortable, dropping the pelvis to the earth. Alrighty, very slowly come out of this pose. And then come back into runner's lunge. Remember, you may need to shuffle this out or lift it back a little bit. I certainly do. Sometimes as we transition through poses, we just lose that lovely alignment. It's really important to come back to that place and allow the pose to unravel from there. Alrighty. Come on through, back into the sole of the left foot, grab your block. If you don't need a block, that's wonderful. If you do need a block, that too is just as cool. Knowing that your body is supported is like any other relationship that you have externally of yourself. When they feel supported, the sky is literally the limit. You will be brave enough to experience something new or different in the pose. Good, pressing down into the support if you have it, to come back out of this pose. And then from here, we tuck the back right toes and press out through the heel, and then step to the front of the mat and come down onto our buttocks. Go. Draw the knees into the chest and just rock off to the right side. And then as you breathe in, come back center, and then just rock off to the left. I'm going to do that a couple more times. Breathe in, come center, to the right, center, go to the left. Center, bring the feet standing into the earth wide to each side of your mat. Allow your knees to go to the right side. Find support for the outer right knee or the inner left, and then just breathe some space into the left side of the body. Good. Come on back center. Just press down through the soles of the feet, lift the pelvic bowl up. Good. And roll this back down again. Feet are still wide to the mat. And then we go to the left side. So you should be feeling a lovely lengthening again on the inner hip right side, outer hip right side, and also through the waist and the side, lower ribs perhaps as well. Also the armpit and the upper arms if you have the arms stretched out to each side of the room. And just breathe. Come on back center. Listen to the soles of the feet, lift the pelvic bowl up. Roll it back down to the earth. Yogi, it's time for you to come into your Shavasana pose. So whether you need some support under the back of the knees to help soften through the pelvis, there's a little bit of tension in the lumbar spine. That would probably be a really wonderful way to encourage yourself to get to a deeper sense of self and release into this pose of Shavasana. If you are a little bit more open, you may be able to bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees go wide, just as we did at the beginning of the class. So it's a full circle for you to have moved through from the beginning to the end, beginning and ending in just exactly the same way. And then let the breath come around you. Feel the breath moving through you. And now see if you can draw the breath down into the belly once again and let the puku get really expansive. It's releasing everything there. Your practice has been focused more around the psoas muscle today. It is the only muscle that joins the upper and lower part of the body. We have moved in both of those. And so just see if you can give that a little bit of release here, a little bit more space to land through breath. There is a connection to the diaphragm and the psoas. There's a couple of nerves that land down by the insertion point and psoas onto the back of the spine. And of course, there's connective tissues and muscles that are all related. Being able to just allow the parasympathetic nervous system to take you on a wonderful journey of release and surrender, of relaxation. All right, just stay with me for one more breath in. And as you exhale, release through your mouth and make some noise. That is so incredibly freeing. Do that again, breathing in and exhaling. And one more time, breath in and breath out. Just allow your breath to be what it needs to be, yogis, and enjoy this pose of Shavasana. With every exhalation, give yourself that wonderful opportunity and journey of surrendering even more. Alrighty, yogis, it's now time to slowly come back. And let that journey be with your breath. Let your breath lift you out of your Shavasana slumber, slowly and gently. And as you start to bring the awareness back to being on your mat, perhaps inviting your head to move slowly from the right to left side, noticing the freedom that you have there, and just moving and initiating that movement with your breath. So let it be slow, gentle. And at the same time, perhaps you can bring some movement into your fingertips and into your toes without focusing on one particular movement in the body, just allowing all three to move in unison as you lift up out of your Shavasana slumber. And then when you breathe in, perhaps you'd like to take your hands up over the top of your head, bring the head back center, and reach out through the tips of your toes. Awesome. And then gather your knees into your chest, give yourself one of those wonderful yoga hugs. You've earned it this morning. And pop over to whatever side you would like to land into, left or right. There's always a favorite. And then come on up and join me at the front of the mat. Hands at your heart center, your eyes downcast or closed, honoring this wonderful time that you've spent on the mat together, moving and breathing and discovering and learning about our divine selves is one of the most exciting things that I find in my practice. Bring your thumbs to your third eye center, yogis. Namaste. So once again, thank you for having me in your little funny this morning. Go be amazing in the world for this Tuesday, and we'll see you again next week. Bye. Richard.